All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar, the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I would like to give all praises to the Most High in their true Paleo Hebrew names and in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. So with that, I would like to say Kal Halagim, Legehabu, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharwan, Banya Sharala. And Shalom to you brothers and sisters, pushing and keeping this truth and faith and sincerity into the end, man. All right. All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar, the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I would like to give all praises to the Most High in the true Paleo Hebrew names and in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. So with that, I would like to say Kal Halayim, Le Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharwan Banya Sharala. And Shalom to you brothers and sisters, pushing and keeping this truth and faith and sincerity into the end, man. All right. So as you can see, the title of this article, it says, BRICS, Russia, China, and India ditch U.S. dollar in 95% of trade, man. All right. And as you know, if you have been following along, this BRICS nation, I believe is Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, and South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, as well as many other nations are now joining into this BRICS nation, this BRICS economy. And is really, in a sense, in a nutshell, just these other nations creating a currency, to deal and trade with one another, to where they don't have to use the U.S. dollar, ultimately de-dollarizing America, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is ultimately going to cause the U.S. dollar to collapse, in an economic collapse here in America. Because if these other nations are no longer buying and selling and trading using the U.S. dollar, you know what I'm saying? It devalues that dollar, man, And that's when you're going to start seeing hyperinflation here in America, man. Something that was once $10 is now going to be $100, because, that dollar is losing its value because these nations are no longer dealing with it, man, And ultimately, this is just leading to war. These other nations are building themselves up carnally and economically, carnally by building up their nuclear missiles, their nuclear arsenals, their military, and then economically by getting their economy straight, man, making sure they have the means to go to war, And I forgot who said it, man. I forgot, but man, it was a quote, and it was like, you want to make sure your money is right before you go to war, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, if your money right, you can fund your own war. You ain't got to go to nobody else. You can fund your own war, man. And that's what these nations are doing, man. They building up their economy. They building up their military, Man, they're building up their nations, ultimately to come against America, man. All right. So getting into the article, it says, in what is certainly a sign of growing BRICS de-dollarization efforts. All right. So literally, man, they're putting in effort, conscious thoughts and actions to de-dollarize the U.S. dollar, man. Like, these nations are coming for America, man. All right. And it says, and what is certainly a sign of growing BRICS de-dollarization efforts, Russia, China, and India have ditched the U.S. dollar in 95% of trade. Indeed, the Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce revealed the massive shift in currency usage in Russia's dealing with the two countries. The shift was defined by a massive increase in local currency usage in the trade between Russia and the two BRICS nations, man. All right. So these nations they're using local currency, their own currencies, man. They no longer dealing with the U.S. dollar, man. They no longer, what I'm saying? They no longer want to deal. And by not dealing with the U.S. dollar, these nations don't want to deal with America anymore, man. They cutting out, the middleman. They cutting out America, and trading amongst themselves with their own forms of currency, man, that are backed by gold and silver. They actually have value. The American dollar, it only has value because Esau says it does. You know, it's not backed by gold or silver or anything, man. It's just a people. It's just a piece of paper, and it only has value because those that's ruling this country, that's ruling this place, that's ruling the system, tells you it has value. Meanwhile, these other nations, their currency has value because it's actually backed by natural resources, man. Gold, silver, so on and so forth. All right, and it says, moreover, the ICC reported that Russia's export settlements in either the US dollar or the euro also fell drastically. Specifically, it has fallen from more than 85% in 2021 to just 34% last year, man. All right, that's a major decrease from 85% to 34%. All right, to just 34% last year. All right, so imagine next year, man, that 34% could be 0%, you know, and so on and so forth, man. It's just signs, man. These nations are, you know, they readying themselves for war, man. You know, getting your economy straight, you know, as well as your military. Those are all signs of preparations of war, man. You know, and I wanted to just get a couple precepts. All right, so this is coming out of the book of Joel, chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." All right, so it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war." All right, and this is exactly this is exactly what these type of moves are, man. These are moves being made in preparation of war, man. You know, ditching the US dollar, you know, procuring nuclear arms from allies that are also enemies to the US, you know, Russia, China, you know, North Korea and Russia. They was doing weapons trades not too long ago, you know, and so on and so forth, man. These are all signs of preparations of war, man. All right. "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." All right, and the mighty men, you know, waking up the mighty men is, you know, these nations building up the confidence, you know what I'm saying, of their nations and in their militaries, man. All right, waking up the mighty men, man. That's exactly what you see these people doing, man. They building up the confidence, you know, of their nations and in their militaries, you know. For the last few months, last year, you seeing North Korea, Russia, China, all these nations building up the confidence of the military by procuring all these nuclear weapons, all these nuclear arms, man, weapons of war, weapons of destruction. All right. And they're building up the confidence of their nation, right, by dealing with their own currency, you know, dealing with their own money, their own resources, you know, no longer running to Esau, America, for help. All right. That is a nation standing up on its own 2 feet, man. You know, bro, these nations are not playing, man. Ultimately, it's the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua who is not playing, because he's putting on the hearts and the minds of these kings, these rulers, you know, to move in this manner, man. Ultimately, which is leading to war, World War III. Ultimately, the destruction of America, man. Esau's kingdom, the so-called Caucasian race, roughly paraphrasing, roughly speaking, Salaki. All right, so it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong," man. All right, so beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into spears, man. All right, so nations who normally, you know, was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, work and trade and so on and so forth, man. You see them beating their plowshares into swords and their pruning hooks into spears, man. You see them making ready for war, man. You know, man, accumulating instruments of war, you know, nuclear missiles, all these tanks and jets and drones, and all right. And it says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong." And that's the main point I wanted to get, man. The weak are saying they are strong, man. These other nations who were once upon a time oppressed and dominated by America, you know what I'm saying, are now standing up on their own 2 feet, man. The weak are saying, I am strong. Man, we got our own economy. We have our own currency. We have our own nuclear weapons. You know, we have our own allies. You know, this is what these nations are saying, man. And they're standing up collectively against this place, America, you know, which in turn, again, is ultimately going to lead to the destruction of this place, America, by way of 200 million nuclear warheads, man. This place, America, is going to be destroyed. All right. The Lord is fed up with this place. And with the Lord being fed up with this place, he's putting his spirit within these other nations, man, to be fed up with this place, you know, which is ultimately going to cause them to destroy this place, man. You know, so this was just a quick lesson, man, you know, because this is prophecy, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a total economic collapse, you know, of America, Babylon, you know what I'm saying? That's prophecy, because that got to happen in order for them to implement that MOTB, you know, that the book of Revelation speaks of, you know, that the mark of the beast, man, that CHIP, you know, if you spell that CHIP, CHIP, they're going to require that everybody get that in their body, man, in order to live in this place, in order to eat, in order to work, in order to get gas in your car, get food. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have that CHIP, that MOTB, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just say that to say this economy, you know what I'm saying, it has to collapse first in order for them to issue and bring that in. You know, so just saying that this is all prophecy, man. You know what I'm saying? These nations are they standing on their feet, man. The weak is saying that they are strong. All right. And man. And the weak saying they strong is ultimately going to end in the destruction of America. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.